Hello everybody and welcome to Wakefield High School for some JV Girls Lacrosse. The Wakefield Warriors are hosting the Washington Lee Generals. These schools play in different districts, but they are cross-county rivals, so a lot of bragging rights at stake here on the field today. Washington Lee JV Girls Lacrosse is coming to the game with 8 wins versus only 1 loss this season. They have a very high-flying offense. They've scored at least 12 goals each game. So the freshman in goal this evening for Wakefield, Carleen Kelly, number 35, has her work cut out for her. She's probably going to feel a lot of pressure. The Generals are coming off of a win last Thursday over South Lakes out in Reston. And there's the first goal of the game. So Washington Lee out to a quick 1-0 lead. We're about a minute into the game. Wakefield JV Girls coming to the game with 3 wins versus 6 losses. But their latest game last week, on Thursday, they were at home and they defeated Lee High School by a score of 8-1. The JV Warriors have shown that they can definitely put goals on the board. They've had some good offensive outings this season so far. So we'll see if they can keep pace with a very strong offensive team from Washington Lee. At the start of the game, we had an 8th grader for Washington Lee. That was Natalie Ellis at midfield to start the game, and the possession for the Generals led to a goal. And after defensive stop by Wakefield, they'll try to move upfield and get some offense going on their own. Scramble for the ball, and Washington Lee comes up with it. And after play is paused, they'll keep possession. That's Bree Meyer. Sends it downfield. And Washington Lee on the attack again. The Generals have a dozen 8th graders on their team, their JV team this season, which points to a lot of strong competitiveness in future years. Got a scoring opportunity for the Generals. Natalie Ellis picks up the 2nd goal of the game for the Generals. I'm sure we'll see most of the players for Washington Lee get into the game tonight. Both coaches do rotate a lot of players in and out. So Danny Miners, one of the 8th graders we just talked about, picks up a goal. A quick score, and Washington Lee is quickly out to a 3-0 lead. Contesting for the ball midfield is Madison Dramstad for the Wakefield Warriors, going up against Natalie Ellis. And the Generals get the ball again, and they're coming downfield. There's a stop by the Wakefield goalie, who's already faced a lot of pressure. But also come up with several stops so far. So far the action is down at this end of the field. We'll see if Wakefield now with the ball can try to get some offense going. You can hear the wind. It's kind of a cool early evening here at Wakefield. Cool for April. I don't think any of the student athletes you see on the field or on the sidelines are even noticing that. They're warmed up and ready to play, and both teams running full out. And another scramble for the ball. Wakefield has possession, but a quick knock at the stick, and the ball turns over to the Generals. The Wakefield Warriors, coached by Caitlin Williams, And their team manager is Najla Ali. And Washington Lee again, pressure on the goal. Stop from Carleen Kelly. The Generals have shown great transition offense. They get the ball downfield quickly and take it right to the goal. So Carleen Kelly under a lot of pressure. And there's another goal. So Washington Lee goes up to a 4-0 lead. The Wakefield roster is Yasmin Siles, number 1. Number 2 is Madison Dramstad. Number 4 is Sophia Rios. Number 5 is Katia Clark. Number 6 is Elena Dillner. Number 8 is Hannah Lewis. As we watch the Generals continue to put pressure on the Wakefield goal. Number 13 is Josie Walsh. Number 14 is Samantha Escobar. Number 15 is Natalie Shea. And a goal. I'll finish giving you the Wakefield roster in a moment as the Generals will go back to midfield. Generals and Warriors back to midfield, and the Generals continue to push their early lead. On the Wakefield roster, Emily Englander is number 17. Number 19 is Elizabeth Jameson. Number 20 is Nicole Randolph. As we see some action in front of the goal, good defense from Wakefield. Prevents a good shot. But the Generals rebound and pick up another goal. Number 21 is Georgia Frederick. Number 22 is Brianna Lanchipa. And number 24 is Sarah Walston. Number 25 is Sadie Kirby. Number 27 is Ella Mearns. And number 35, the goalkeeper, Carleen Kelly. So, we've gone to midfield and a stop by Carleen Kelly. Ball spins away, though. Washington Lee is able to retain possession. And the officials call for a reset. We'll see what they're going to send the ball further from the goal. But this does represent a excellent scoring opportunity for the Generals. And they pick up another goal. So the Generals build their lead here early in the first half. Back to midfield. And that is Emmy Ridgway, another 8th grader for the Generals, who contested for the ball, but the ball goes to Wakefield. They quickly come downfield. Samantha Escobar runs into some tight defense, though. I mentioned earlier the Generals have scored at least 12 goals every match this season, and they also have played some excellent defense. So Wakefield definitely has its work cut out for itself today. And here comes Wakefield trying to get some offense going, falling behind early. We've had a couple of turnovers in the midfield range in the last minute or so. The Washington Generals, their roster is number 8, Melina Axelrad. Number 9, Delaney Harchin. Number 10, Rachel Brill. As a defensive stop from Wakefield. And goalie Carleen Kelly, though, out of the goal. Has to scramble back, but not enough, not in time. Another goal for Washington Lee. Continue with the Washington Lee roster, as you see a 7-0 score now. Number 11 is Belle Schiffman. Number 13 is Clara Gimmelbein. Number 15 is Sophia Mush. Number 16 is Layla Gorman. And the ball is quickly down behind the goal. Continued pressure on the Wakefield defense and goalie. Number 18 is Natalie Ellis, one of those 8th graders. Also an 8th grader, Cassidy Urbanchik for number 19. Number 20 is Danny Miners. Emmy Ridgway is number 21, and another goal for Washington Lee. Continuing with the Washington Lee roster, Chloe Herman is number 22, Alexis Bonfield number 24, Amelia Williams is number 25, Ashley Cordova number 26 for the Generals, Mallory Ulam is number 27, number 28 is Raya Aziz, number 29 is Eliza Hall, Bree Myers number 30 for the Generals, Maddie Koch is number 31 as we get an excellent save from the besieged Wakefield goalie. And number 32 is Janie McCormick. But another goal for Washington Lee. Number 51 is Jana Rope, and number 52 is Hannah Goff for the Generals. And you can hear the wind picking up again. And another goal for Washington Lee. And they've built a 10-0 lead, and we'll take a timeout. So Wakefield down by 10 goals here in the first half. We've got about 4.5 minutes left to play in the first half. Try to regroup after a timeout. They send Samantha Escobar out to midfield. I think that's Clara Gimmelbein out in midfield for the Generals. And Escobar comes up with the ball. He's going to move downfield. Get a sense of there's some good Washington Lee defense. Transition there, she had 3 players on her. Ball is dropped and it turns over to Washington Lee, but now there's a scramble for the ball. You can hear the wind here at Wakefield High School. I should mention one of our microphones is at the top of the press box, so we're getting, it's a little more windy up there than it is down in the field, but still, wind can be a factor. Most of the time, wind in lacrosse is mainly a factor if it becomes a distraction to players, and I don't think these student athletes are going to let that happen. And the Generals in offense, in transition, quickly downfield. Some close action at the net, stopped by Carleen Kelly. And it's a turnover. So another scoring opportunity for Washington Lee. They'll be able to control the ball. Despite, as you can see here, Wakefield playing some good defense. So there's an unforced error, and Wakefield comes downfield, looking for an opportunity to get on the board. Josie Walsh for the Warriors, now continuing downfield. Some good defense from Emmy Ridgway of the Generals. good example of this. Georgia Frederick sends it downfield, but on the turnover, and Washington Lee once again on the attack.
Hey girls.
Wind picking up here a little bit. At the moment, the Wakefield defense keeping the Generals at bay, and they force a turnover. But they're unable to control the ball, so it goes back to the Generals. And that's the first half. The Generals dominated the first half. Throughout the game, we've seen great transition offense from the Generals. They've picked up a few of their goals pretty quickly before the Wakefield defense had a chance to fall back and set up. And we're beginning the second half much like we saw the first half. Pressure on Carlin Kelly, the goalkeeper for Wakefield, and from the Wakefield defense. So yet another scoring opportunity for the Washington Lee Generals. Chloe Huron. Shot goes wide. But good coverage from Washington Lee Generals, and they retain possession, and they'll look for an opportunity to score. Close range, and they pick up the goal. So the scoring in the second half starts off with a Washington Lee goal. So, after we return to midfield, we're back down at the Wakefield goal once again. And picking up another goal. Good sprint from Chloe Huron, and then an assist leads to the goal. And the ball is quickly downfield, a close range shot on goal. Scores for the Generals. And there's a defensive stop by the Warriors. And they will have possession. Brianna Lachipa is going to start off the offense for Wakefield. And the smothering defense from the Washington Lee Generals. Not quite to midfield, and she was basically surrounded by 5 defenders. But Wakefield's overcoming that, and they're downfield now. Trying to get something going, starting at the far sideline. And that'll be a turnover to the Generals, though. So Washington Lee came into the game having a great season on offense for their JV Girls Lacrosse team, and they've demonstrated that here today. Great in transition. They get a lot of good shot opportunities. And they also tend to cover their shots well. So let's see if Washington Lee can make something of the scramble for the ball. There was a turnover followed by a reverse turnover. Chloe Heron under pressure. And a good save from Carlin Kelly, who's had a lot of action in today's game. She can't stop that one, though. Another goal for Washington Lee. So we are back to midfield. Natalie Ellis and Samantha Escobar. And here come the Generals again. Shot is deflected, goes behind the goal. But the Generals still in command here. Wakefield doing a better job of taking away the close shots in front. Their defense is tightened up a little bit. And Natalie Ellis. That won't be Natalie Ellis. That will be Melina Axelrad. Scoring opportunity for the Generals, and they've had many today. To get the ball close to the goal, but not able to get a shot off. Defense by Wakefield. So the ball gets a little bit pushed around near the goal, and Wakefield comes up with it. There's Yasmin Siles, who is now. We'll restart play with Yasmin Siles for Wakefield in possession. But the turnover goes to the Generals. And another goal. So Chloe Heron having a great game today. Comes up with the ball again. Quickly brings it downfield. And another goal for the Washington Generals. They now have a 17-0 lead. We're halfway through the second half. And once again, Washington Lee on the march. Good fallback by the Wakefield defense. And they don't leave Washington Lee with any easy shots or even a good passing opportunity. So, but they'll start it off now. They get the ball down close to the net. Triple teamed on defense, though. And Raya Aziz doesn't have a clear shot, so Wakefield able to force the turnover, and Sofia Rios will try to get the offense going. Wakefield's going to have to go the length of the field, though, and a quick turnover, and Washington Lee back in possession. That was Clara Gimmelbein who came up with the turnover. Let's see what Washington Lee is able to do with its latest scoring opportunity. After a penalty. Rachel Brill gets a shot. Good stop by Carleen Kelly. And the pass gets intercepted and deflected, and Washington Lee gets a quick goal out of that. So the Generals are up 18-0 in the second half, and they're back on the march. Clara Gimmelbein brings it down. Wakefield's able to force a turnover, but the ball is contested at the moment. Let's see who ends up with it. It looks like it's going to remain Washington Lee's ball. And Emma Ridgway doesn't have a shot. Brings it behind the goal. Back out in front now. Georgia Frederick had the ball briefly, but this tight defense from Washington Lee, and they end up with it. Gimmelbein again with the ball, but we've got a defensive stop from Wakefield. And that pass a little too far. And Mallory Ullum comes up with it. And let's see what the call is from the official. Another stop. Natalie Shea again has the ball, and Wakefield will have an opportunity to try to get some offense going here in the game. Natalie Shea coming downfield. She's ahead of the defender. She was also a little bit ahead of her team. She passes off to Josie Walsh. And Josie Walsh advancing on goal, stopped by the defense. She'll retain the ball. And the officials will call for a reset. So Josie Walsh with an opportunity to score here. So far in the game, Wakefield has been shut out. And great defensive effort from Washington Lee has kept the ball away from. And there's a goal for the Generals. Josie Walsh scoring for the Wakefield Warriors. And they're on the board late in the second half. We'll take it back to midfield. So the Wakefield fans have been energized by the goal from Josie Walsh. But the ball quickly comes downfield, controlled by Washington Lee. A defensive stop from the Wakefield Warriors, but Generals retain possession. They reset on offense. Shot is wide. And the ball turns over to the Warriors. Late in the game, commanding lead by the Generals. And another turnover. So the Generals, opportunity to add to their lead. Let's see what the call is. Good defense from Wakefield. This last few minutes here of the second half. And Wakefield trying to bring the ball downfield. More pressure on Caroline Kelly. She comes up with a stop. But the pass to get the transition going goes long. Washington Lee picks up another goal here late in the game, so we're back to midfield. The Generals control the ball at midfield. The officials call a turnover to Wakefield. So Wakefield, time running out, looking for their second goal of the game. Quickly downfield, Hannah Lewis. They run into that tough Washington Lee defense and they go to a reset. And that's the game. Dominant performance by the Washington Lee Generals. Our final 19-1 over the Wakefield Warriors. I'm Michael Shea. Thanks for joining us today.